I love you. I thought I would get that out of the way before we start the rest of the video. We're going to talk about love and being nice to yourself and feelings of worthiness and not relying on other people's love or validation or acceptance in order to feel worthy for yourself or in yourself. A lot of the time that we want love, we think that we have to get it from other people. We think it has to be extremely conditional, like I have to be the perfect man, or I have to be a good wife, or I have to be a good person. I have to do everything wonderfully, perfectly, amazingly, alpha male Chad, 100% correct all the time, and then maybe I'll get some love. But even then, it's very conditional. The second that I stop being worthy, no one's going to love me. And a lot of you look at your dating results as evidence that you don't deserve love. You know, you go out there and you talk to a few women, maybe you don't get any dates, and you say, holy shit, I mustn't be worthy. I mustn't be good enough. I'm unlovable. I'm unworthy. I need to change myself, and then I can be loved. And in that way, love almost becomes like a scorecard. If I'm a good boy or I'm a good girl, then people will love me. We learn that from parents as well. A lot of parents, you know, some of you have been lucky enough to have unconditionally loving parents. My mother was like that. My father was not. And so I had a little bit of both. Some of you have had unconditional love and you know what that feels like, but a lot of you haven't. You know, a lot of you have been told you're only really worthy, or you're only good enough, or you're only lovable if you get an A+ on your test, or if you're a good boy who doesn't get into too many fights, or if you're a good girl who's agreeable and does what she's told and doesn't rock the boat too much, then you can have love. But the second you step out of that, the second you don't do your chores, or the second I find you a little bit annoying as a parent, I'm going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to manipulate you, control you, blackmail you, whatever I have to do. You don't get my love. And so a lot of us learn that love, or we feel like love, is conditional. And then we put that on ourselves. We tell ourselves that I am only worthy if I achieve my goals. I am only good enough if I go out there and get a phone number and get some dates. And then we move the goalposts and say, now I'm only good enough if I get laid. Then we get laid and we say, I'm only now good enough if I have sex with 5 women and they have to be super hot and everyone has to pat me on the back and tell me I did a good job. And that cycle or that rat race never ends. We're like stuck in a hamster wheel spinning over and over and over again, just trying to get to the next goal, the next thing that we say will make us worthy of love, but we never get there. We just keep moving the frickin' goalposts. And you can see why some of you guys feel like you're unworthy, like you're not good enough, because you're stuck in that cycle. You're like, I will be good enough when I get laid. I will be good enough when my business is profitable. I will be good enough when I lose 50 pounds. I will be good enough when women like me, you know, taking away the agency and the power and handing it to other people or external things, you know, money, fame, fortune, women, whatever it might be. Then I will get love. Then I will be worthy. Then I will accept it. But a funny thing happens when you finally get those things, you don't feel any more worthy. You feel maybe 3%, 5% more worthy, but that doesn't last very long. Because you haven't practiced lovingness in yourself. You haven't practiced self-acceptance. You haven't practiced feeling good enough. And this is why I say you're allowed to enjoy the journey. You're allowed to feel like you're good enough while you work on your goals. Yes, go out there and have tons of sex. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's really exciting. Women are cool as hell. And for you women out there, men are pretty fucking cool too. I've never had sex with any, but I hear they're pretty good. I hear they're pretty cool. Sex is wonderful. Money is wonderful. All of these things are beautiful and wonderful, but in and of themselves, they are not going to bring you the contentment and the fulfillment that you are searching for. That is your job. And a lot of you who are not giving yourself that self-love or that self-acceptance, you feel kind of at times like life is a burden. Like life is just this big fucking struggle of trying to prove that you're worthy. A lot of you have a tremendous chip on your shoulder, and I used to, you know, like that underdog story. When I earn enough money and prove that my business is viable, then I'll feel like I'm good enough, you know, rather than feeling like I'm good enough while I do those things. It's almost like a lack of humility that a lot of us have, where we're like, I'm only good enough when I reach the finish line, and anything before that is not worth celebrating. If I suck at something, if I'm not perfect at something, I'm not giving myself any credit for that. I need to be perfect, or it's not even worth talking about. This is why I celebrate with you guys and say, tell me the tiny little baby steps that you took towards your goals today, and we're going to celebrate that. Tell me every little thing that you achieved, and we're going to pat you on the back. In my coaching groups, there is a section in both of the coaching groups, both of the coaching programs, for gratitude and wins. And we literally share or celebrate wins with each other and say, what tiny little goals did you work on today? What did you accomplish? What did you do? What did you achieve? Let's pat you on the back, no matter how small it seems. You guys don't have to wait until you achieve big, massive goals before you start giving yourself the thumbs up. What would you say to your best friends? If your best friend came in and said, hey man, today I walked around and I tried to talk to some girls. I wasn't quite able to do it, dude. And I feel a bit shit about that, but I tried. You'd be like, bro, fucking hell, dude, let's go grab a beer to celebrate. Dude, go out tomorrow and try again. But when it comes to ourselves, we can often be raging lunatics with how we treat ourselves. We're like, I need to get to the finish line and then I'll get a little thumbs up from myself. But even then I'll need to keep on going and keep grinding and keep hustling. Like this hustle culture mindset that we have, it's incredibly motivating, but it's also demotivating when you never feel good enough. You know, you hustle and grind for 6 months or a year or 2 years. And at some point you're just like, what is the point of this? I still don't feel any better. I don't feel worthy. I don't feel like I've achieved anything of note. Yeah, I have some money in the bank, or I have some women, or I have a Lamborghini, or whatever it is. But I don't know how to appreciate those things. I don't know how to celebrate those things. I haven't let myself ever feel good enough, and I don't even know what that would feel like. To be enough? What the fuck does that even mean? Aren't I not enough though because I'm a virgin? Or aren't I not enough because I haven't slept with 20 women? Or I don't have $1 million or any of this? Like, doesn't that mean I'm a loser piece of shit? No, guys. You're allowed to be enough while you work on the Lamborghini or the women or whatever it is that you want. You're allowed to enjoy the damn journey and stop waiting for the destination that just never comes because you move the goalposts. You move on to the next thing. You're satisfied with that destination for a week or two. And you guys know this is true. You guys have set so many goals. Like when you guys were younger, I bet a bunch of you said, if I could just get my first job, then I'd be happy. You got that. All right, if I could just make more money, I'd be happy. You got a promotion. All right, if I could just have a couple of friends, I'd be happy. Man, if I could just play this next video game that's about to come out, oh man, that would just be so amazing. I'd be so happy. You're happy for like a week or two, and then you're just on to the next excuse for unhappiness. It's a cycle. It's a freaking rat race that you're allowed to jump out of or still participate in, but participate in it with a smile on your face instead of a frown. And a lot of you guys feel like you're not good enough and you're unworthy if you feel any emotions along the journey. Like if you have a day where you're feeling a bit down, you're like, oh shit, I failed. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve love. I'm unworthy. I don't deserve a pat on the back. I don't deserve a thumbs up from myself. I'm being a pussy. I'm having feelings, therefore I'm a pussy. But what I've come to see from doing this channel for enough years and coaching people in my program and answering emails and being there for all of you or being there with all of you is that you guys are all doing an insanely amazing, brave thing by having the self-awareness to say, I want to figure out how my brain works. I want to figure out how life works. I want to figure out how to achieve goals. I want to figure out what happiness is. How do I even do that? I want to live a life that's a little bit more true to myself instead of just following the template of what everyone else tells me to do. That is brave, guys. The fact that you're even showing up and trying means that you're worthy. I said it at the start of this video, but I fucking love you guys. Genuinely, deeply love you guys. And I'm fucking proud of each and every one of you for just showing up and giving it a goddamn go. This shit can be scary. Self-improvement, life in general can be freaking terrifying. The fact that you guys even try and then on top of that, try and do your best every day, that's all anyone can ask. I know that people meme and say like, oh, participation award. And it's like, no, fuck you. You get a participation award for doing something difficult. Every day you show up, I am going to give you a pat on the back and say, I am proud of you for being here. And if you have days where you can't show up and you're at home laying on the couch depressed, maybe playing video games, jerking off to porn or whatever, hey, that's okay too. You can just show up tomorrow. And even if you don't want to show up, that's okay too. You're not unworthy just because you don't want to throw yourself into hardcore self-improvement, which I just said is something that's very difficult. A lot of you feel guilt and shame if you have a couple of days off or days where you don't feel like going outside and talking to women or working on yourself. It feels like a failure, and it's not a fucking failure, guys. You are just taking a break. You are a human. You are not always perfect. You are not always going to be go, go, go. I am not, but over time you can build up that consistency, and maybe that's a different video, but you guys are doing a decent job if you're even just here. And if you want some love, which was kind of the theme of this video, don't just rely on it coming from me, guys. You are always with yourself 24/7. You are always there. You have a person that is always with you. Build a relationship with that person. You know, a lot of you, I said it before, treat yourself without meaning to, but you treat yourself like a raging lunatic. You have an abusive relationship with the person that you are with 24/7. Work on that. Slowly improve that. There are things you can do. I talk about the 50 things that are likable about you exercise, where you get out a piece of paper or do it on your computer and write down 50 things about you that are likable or lovable. 50 positive qualities. And you might struggle to get to 50. That's a big number. That's why I said it as a big number. Take your time with it. If you can only come up with 5, amazing. Write down 5. And then slowly, once a week, add one more thing to that. And over a year, you're going to get to 50. Every day, look in the mirror and try saying, I love you to yourself. And that might be confronting. That might be scary. Your brain might say, this is gay. Why am I doing this? So what is the point of this? You're sitting there wanting other people to love you. Do you love yourself? If the answer to that question is no, then work on that. Why would you expect the rest of us to love you? And I do love you guys, but why would you expect strangers to love you, or women that you're dating, or friends or family or coworkers or whatever? Why is it their fucking job to love you if you don't love yourself? What a shitty thing to just put on other people. And some of them will love you. They'll love you unconditionally. I love you guys unconditionally. But there are lots of people that will not love you, especially if you don't love yourself. So start with yourself. Start working on that self-love. Start working on that relationship. If you have no idea how to do that, I have enough videos on this channel about self-love. Just search for 50 things, or search for mirror therapy, or search for self-love, or any of those things. But you can start with the idea of, how would I treat my best friend? What would I say to my best friend? Literally, what words would I say to him if he was going through some struggles, or if he was working on his goals? What would I say to him? And just start saying that stuff to yourself. Literally, just treat yourself like a best friend. And for a lot of you, you're like, but I don't deserve that. And it's like, okay, so you're literally saying that you're worse than your best friend? You're special somehow? So you wouldn't treat your best friend like shit, but you're somehow special. You're somehow like different to your best friend. Your best friend, he's just doing his best. He's just a normal guy, but I'm special. I deserve more punishment. I deserve more harsh treatment. I'm better than my best friend. I should achieve bigger goals than my best friend. So therefore, I'm going to punish and berate and yell at and abuse myself. I wouldn't do that to my best friend because he's just some random guy, I'm special. No, you're not fucking special, snowflake. You're not special, cupcake. However you would treat your best friend or other people, treat yourself like that. You're not better than them or worse than them or different from them. I talk a lot about the arrogance of beating yourself up. It's a very arrogant thing to beat yourself up if you wouldn't beat up other people. And if you would beat up other people, then I would work on that too. Slowly lower that. Don't go around being unkind to other people. But you are not special. However you would treat your best friend or your family members or other people, treat yourself in that same manner. You're not special, cupcake. Something else that helps you feel a lot of love is to be the change that you want to see in the world. In other words, go around giving love to other people. It can be small little acts of kindness. It can be holding the door open for someone, smiling at strangers, being there for your friends when they're going through something. When someone makes you a coffee at the coffee shop, at the cafe, there's a word for coffee shop, isn't there, Andy? Yeah, it's called cafe. Thanks, Andy. When someone makes you a coffee at the cafe, you can just thank them and say, wow, this is a great coffee. Thank you for making this. I really appreciate this. Just the little acts of love. Being there for yourself as well. That's an act of love in and of itself. Being kind to animals, going out there and just trying to spread some good vibes. I say all the time, leave women better than you found them. As in, when they leave your bedroom, or they leave the date, or they leave the interaction when you hit on them, you want them to, as best as you can, leave with a smile on their face. And you as well have a smile on your face. Love or kindness or compassion. Let's just use the word kindness. No, let's use the word love. Love is one of those things where the more you give, the more you have. The kinder you are to other people, which can be a struggle at first. Some of you guys are really struggling with that, and that's okay. I struggled with love and compassion and kindness at the start. It's taken me quite a few years to get decent at it. But when you start first doing it, don't expect some big, massive payoff, like someone being like, wow, buddy, thanks for giving me a thank you for the coffee. Wow, you're such a great person. Don't expect that. But what you will find is little moments like that will start to happen. Little tiny moments where someone will say, thank you. That really means a lot. And you'll go, huh, that felt nice. Fuck. And you'll kind of start to really like who you are when you're a little bit more kind, a little bit more generous. And again, if you struggle with that, start by giving kindness and generosity to yourself. When I say all of this, if you feel like, motherfucker, I don't have the energy to be going out there and making women feel good about themselves. Like, on that note, then why would they want to make you feel good about yourself? So even just purely from a utilitarian, selfish, cold point of view, it pays off for you to go and be nice to other people, because then some of them will be nice to you. Like, it literally pays off. But if you're at the point where you're like, look, man, I can't be thinking about this nice shit, I don't know why you'd be on this channel in the first place, but if you're at that point, then just do it for yourself. Like, fill up your own container before you work on other people's. You know, there's that saying when you get on a plane, they say, make sure you put on your own oxygen mask before you help other people with theirs. So I am literally advocating for that in a way. Like, focus on yourself. Give yourself some love. Give yourself some niceness. However you would talk to your best friend, talk to yourself like that. Work on that self-love. Work on being nicer to yourself and all of that sort of stuff. There's plenty of content on this channel on how to do that. Work on that, and then start smiling at some strangers. You know, if you hit on a woman and she says, thank you, but I have a boyfriend, you say, I hope you guys are super happy together. And you'll find that enough of those women will turn around and go like, thank you. That's really sweet of you. Wow, you're a nice person. And you start to feel good about what you're doing, and it starts to come back to you. So again, love or kindness or compassion, love is one of those things where the more you give, the more you have. You're literally teaching yourself abundance mentality the more you are kind to other people, because you're like, motherfucker, I got so much love to give. You think I give a fuck about giving a little bit of it away? Motherfucker, I could do this for hours. I could do this for days. Look how much love I got. And that really starts to feel nice. And this is how I try and live my life. I try and be there for you guys. I try and give as many free coaching calls as I can. I've done, 1,000 videos or so at this point. If I see someone on the street, I'm going to smile at them. I talk to old ladies. If I see a beetle on its back with its little legs, I'm going to get down there and like gently flip that beetle over. And I just try my best to give out as much love as I can. I'm not always perfect with that, and you guys don't need to be either. And I try and give myself a lot of love. In fact, there are many times where I will take a break and be like, I don't think I've done anything nice for myself in the last couple of days. All right, okay, let's do something nice. Let's do something super nice. What would Andy want? And I almost talk about myself in third person. I'm like, what would Andy like? And I sit there, I think about it, and I go, Andy wants a steak tonight, and he wants to play some video games. And I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, let's do it. And so you can do little acts of service for yourself as well. Literally talk to yourself in third person, or say, what would Joe want? Any Joes listening right now? I probably just blew your mind. Joe, what would Joe want? And then Joe thinks about it and goes, I think Joe would like to go for a little walk, see the sunset, maybe talk to a girl, and then eat some freaking steak and chips. Damn, boy, and have a beer. Goddamn. Then give that to yourself. Do that. That sounds amazing. So little acts of kindness for yourself and then other people make this journey so much easier. Plus, do you know how much more, again, I love to bring this back to utilitarian, cold and clinical, points. Do you know how much more you get laid if you're just a decent person? If you just want pussy, go be nice to the pussy. Doesn't it make sense that the thing you're nice to is more likely to stick around? If you literally just want some pussy, then go be really nice to the pussy and it will stick around. Something else I'll say is that every now and then you guys are going to have a bad day, a quote unquote bad day. You're going to feel low. You're not going to feel like achieving anything. You're just not going to feel like going out and talking to girls or whatever it might be. You still deserve some love and compassion and a celebration and a pat on the back on that day. You're not unworthy just because you didn't take action. And I have this a lot in my coaching group where guys will have a day where they're just like, I don't fucking feel like talking to girls today. I looked at porn. I beat myself up for that. I stayed at home. I drank too much. I ate too much. I didn't do anything on this day. And there's almost a sense of guilt or shame or beating themselves up, a frustration, an anger. And I get that. I get that you guys have big goals and hopes and dreams. And I think that's beautiful. I have those things too. But you still deserve some love and compassion on that day. And if you instead beat yourself up, say, what the fuck is wrong with me? I stayed at home. I jerked my dick. Oh God, I'm such a loser. You make it so much harder to go out the next day because you're not feeling good. You've now invented or inserted an extra problem that we now have to solve or fix. You now feel shit from beating yourself up. And we then have to work on that before you'll go back out and talk to women. But if you instead take a deep breath and say, I'm a human being who's doing his best. I had a day where I didn't do anything. That's okay. Welcome to humanity. You think you're the first motherfucker to have a day where he didn't achieve anything? God damn. You know how many of those days I've had? But that's okay. I did my best. Why don't I just do one tiny little baby step today? There's always still something you can do. Unless you are literally in bed asleep, there is one thing you can do. You take one tiny little baby step in that moment instead of beating yourself up. In other words, focus on solutions, not problems. In my Play to Win video course, I talk about this. If you go to playtowinmindset.com, grab my Play to Win video course, there's a chapter in there called don't focus on problems, focus on solutions. You know, what solution can I do right now? The day is still here. You know, maybe it's 10 p.m. at night or something, so I'm probably not going to go outside and talk to girls, but can I spend 30 seconds just thinking about talking to girls? Or can I just look in the mirror and say, hey, buddy, it's okay. You know, you didn't have the best day today, but that's okay. You're doing okay. You're going to go crush it tomorrow. Can I give myself a pep talk? That would be a positive step. What one thing can I do right now? As long as there is air in my goddamn lungs, as long as I can still breathe, there is something that I can do right now. Go do that thing. It can be so tiny and pathetically small. That's okay. Just do something. And then tomorrow you will wake up and go, hey, at least I did something. I gave myself a little pep talk, or I thought about going outside, or I walked around for 5 minutes. I didn't talk to any girls because I felt shit and I was feeling shame and guilt and fear and anger and all of that. But I walked around. I thought about talking to girls. Congratulations, you did something. Now you're keeping that momentum going and you're giving yourself a pat on the back. Now tomorrow, what do you think happens when you want to go talk to women? It's so much easier because you just did something yesterday. But a lot of you will pull yourself down into the shame cycle, the cycle of shame, guilt tripping, beating yourself up. What's wrong with me? I'm such a pussy. Why didn't I do anything today? God, I'm never going to achieve my goals. And then fear creeps in. I'm running out of time. Fuck, everybody else is achieving their goals and they have a cool life and I'm the loser sitting at home jerking off to porn. What's wrong with me? It's like, deep breath, guys. Take a fucking deep breath and be nice to yourself. That is the moment for more compassion. A lot of you have such conditions on your self-compassion that you think if you just don't do anything, like if you don't achieve something on a certain day, then you don't deserve any compassion or kindness. It's like, no, that is the day when you need compassion the most. The day where you didn't do much is the day you most need to be kind to yourself. Those are the days where I jump into my coaching program and I record a person a voice message and be like, bro, I'm proud of you for sharing this. I'm proud of you for telling us that you feel like you didn't do anything today. The day is still here. It's not over yet. What's one little step that you'd like to take right now? In fact, you know what, buddy? You have taken a step. By sharing this with us, by sharing your guilt and your shame and your fear and your doubt with us, that's your baby step. It's more than a baby step. That's very courageous. But would you like to take another baby step? And I invite him gently to do something. He'll go and do something and I go, good. How do you feel now, man? And he'll be like, yeah, I still kind of feel shit, man, but I feel a little bit better. I feel like 5% better. And I'm like, that sounds like a huge win, man. Amazing. We're here for you. Let's keep talking, buddy. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'll sit here with you and we'll work through your feelings. And then tomorrow he wakes up and he goes, yeah, yesterday wasn't the best day, but like, it also wasn't the worst day. I think I'm going to go talk to a girl today, or I'm going to walk around and think about it. And so you guys, on your days where you feel like you haven't done a lot, you guys, that is absolutely the day to practice some self-compassion, some forgiveness for you not always being this ass-kicking warrior every second of every moment of every day of every week of every month of every year. Fuck. That is so tiring. God damn it. You guys have insane pressure on yourselves. You guys expect yourselves to be gods, like deities, like Spartan warriors. Like even the Spartans had to have a fucking break and watch some Netflix and jerk their dick off to some porn. Probably not. You know, I think they just bummed each other, didn't they? I think the Spartans were having sex with each other. You gotta keep that semen amongst the boys, you know what I mean? You can't be giving that sperm to the women. That's some gay shit. You gotta keep it amongst the men, I think. I might be wrong. I've probably just insulted a bunch of Spartans. Any Spartans out there? Any of you Spartans? Nothing but love, guys. Anyway. I think I will start to wrap up by saying you guys are allowed love. You're allowed self-love. You're allowed my love if you want that. You're allowed love from other people. You're allowed kindness. If you ever struggle with any of this, just ask for help. Put your hand up. Say, hey, help. I don't know how to fucking love myself. I don't know how to give myself compassion. I don't know how to forgive myself from regrets and times when I didn't go out and kick ass, or I missed out on the college experience and I beat myself up and I don't know how to forgive myself for that. Or I had these opportunities with women, but I didn't take them and I struggle to let myself go. I struggle to let that go. I struggle to forgive myself. That's okay. Just leave a comment down below. You're welcome to come to my coaching program. You're welcome to just fucking email me if you really want to. I'm probably, if you email me, not going to record you like hours long content and shit like that, like I'll probably gently guide you towards my coaching. But everyone that emails me, I send them a little message of love and I'm like, hey man, like here you go. Here's a little bit of an answer. So I'm here for you. Leave a comment down below or whatever you want to do. The rest of us are here for you. You are allowed some love. You are allowed some compassion. If you really feel like you're unworthy of love, then that's okay too. I felt like that for a long time. You are worthy of love. You can argue with me on that. And some of you might, like, we have these strong feelings of like not being good enough. And I get that. I'm not going to take that away from you. If you really don't feel worthy of love, that's okay. But understand that that is to some degree a choice. You are allowed to choose to start being just a little bit nicer to yourself and the people around you. You are allowed to just start with like 5 things about me that are likable. Just start with that and then add 1 a week and slowly work your way to 50. You are allowed to gently try saying in the mirror, I love you to yourself. If you freaking struggle with that, which, yeah, a lot of people do, just try saying like hi to yourself and see how that feels. Just try a little check-in every day, like, hi, man, and then leave. You at least did something. You're allowed to start being a little kinder to yourself like you would for your best friend. You're allowed to start saying to yourself, what would I like? And then start giving that to yourself. You can start with little baby steps. Like I said, if you would want my help or if you would like my help with this, I am right here. I have 50% off on the big hardcore coaching program right now. So now is the perfect time to sign up. Gentlemen, that is only for, I believe, the next 15 days at the time of recording this now. So it'll be a little bit into December. So I would grab that deal if you've even been thinking about coaching. There are payment plans. I'm happy to jump on a free call with you and discuss it. All of that stuff, there is a link in the description below. But you guys are worthy. You guys are allowed to be a little kinder to yourself. You guys are allowed to feel some self-love. You're allowed some love from other people. A lot of the time we want love from other people, like we want women to like us, but we block it. We don't let it in. We think I'm unworthy. And then we go out there and we say, I wish women would be nice to me, but you're not being nice to yourself. You're blocking the very thing that you want from them. You're blocking that in yourself. And then you meet a woman who's nice to you, or you meet a woman who heaven forbid she even fucking falls in love with you, but you feel unworthy of that. I'll keep this brief, but there was a woman that I was dating recently, and she really struggled with her self-love, and she ended up stopping seeing me, even though we both loved each other very much. We had, great relationship for like the 4 or 5 months that we saw each other. And she sent me a message recently saying, hey, part of the reason why I left, or the reason I left, was I just didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel like I deserved your kindness and your love. And I said, like, you do deserve those things. And yeah, we're done now. Like, I get that. That's perfectly okay. But like, you deserve some love. You deserve me. And she's like, I really didn't feel like I did. And a lot of you are the same. A woman will be nice to you and you're like, I don't deserve that. I'm a piece of shit. And then you'll simultaneously say, why don't women love me? They do. Well, they would. But you don't give them the opportunity. So a lot of this is about letting down those walls a little bit. And part of that is just giving yourself the love that you would like from other people. And that is what this channel is for. Self-improvement helps with that. Mirror therapy, 50 things about you that are likable. All of these things help, guys. I don't give you these exercises because they're cute and fun and weird. I give them because they actually make a difference. So you're allowed love. If you really feel unlovable and unworthy, that's okay. I fucking love the shit out of you.